3, 2, 1. Alright, this is Apple iPhone reviews, and today we're going to do a little debate between what you should get, what brand. I may be a little bit more on that because I've gotten a lot, but also what generation. This can be a little bit difficult for us because we only have a 2G iPhone and iPhone 4, of course. I've had a 2G iPhone and a 1G iPod. So, it's going to be difficult, but we should be able to cover pretty much everything. Alright, so, David is joining us via Skype. Thank you, Skype. And, so, what do you think on screen protectors and why? And I will be right back, guys.
Well, you see, screen protectors actually help the screen. Well, the screen protectors help the screen in many different ways. First of all, screen protectors tend to be cheap. And one of the first ways they help the screen is if you drop your iPod Touch, the screen protector will actually protect the glass from cracking most of the time. And like if you put your iPod Touch in the same pocket as like a pocket knife or
keys,
sharp keys, and it'll scratch the glass. Your glass is now permanently scratched. You cannot change that. You cannot just go by and.
Oh, by the way, props to iPhone owners. And just a sec, when he finishes.
So that's another benefit of having a screen cover. Another benefit is like when people are, maybe your little brother or somebody that doesn't have that too clean of hands is playing on your iPod Touch.
Oh God, awful. Ew.
It's horrible. It's really disgusting. And you wouldn't want that getting on your glass. So I'd rather personally get that on my screen protector than my glass, because I always know that my glass is underneath there, almost as new as when I bought it.
It's like having a condom. It's like having a condom. It's as new as when you had it, you know? Anyways, thank you for that wonderful, just wonderful example. Alright, so anyways, props to iPhone people. I have had my iPhone for about 2 weeks, and I have no hair scratches. So those you cannot notice, but when you shine it just right, you happen to see one or two. So I see none. So, wow, that is amazing. Oh, also in the Apple Store, some guy, I think there was an Apple employee, actually took keys and said, "This is Gorilla Glass, guys. Don't get a screen protector." And it was funny, though, because he actually probably lost sales, but, I mean, they were just showing how great it was. So, great device. Alright, so going from that, let's go to cases. Should we or should we not get a case? By the way, we're not reliable if we talk you in or out of getting a case and your case breaks and it is expensive, or your iPod breaks. So, if you don't get one. So, that said, let's start this. David, so what would you recommend a case? Why or why not?
I personally originally had a turquoise case, a rubber turquoise case that I took off because it didn't look too good, and it.
Didn't it feel thicker? Didn't it feel a lot thicker? That's one of my huge. It
felt a lot thicker, but sometimes thick is good.
The only time I found thick is good is on my iPod, but then it ended up going to be like it was too thick. So.
Well, this was on iPod, but this wasn't too thick for me. I personally really liked it, but it just wasn't for me because the color and the looks of it just didn't really fit me. So I took it off and I ended up losing it. I would do anything to get it back now, but it's too late.
And we're actually hoping to get a sponsor. We're actually hoping to get a sponsor from Zag or a couple other companies that we're looking at. So we will be testing some cases soon. So look for that.
Yes, I would definitely recommend you get a case for multiple reasons. Case, if you drop your iPod Touch and just happens to land on a case, that
if you just happen to have a case on, you're good. You're good unless the shock is so much that you like break a chip inside, which you'd have to drop that from like a 2-story not even a two. I haven't seen a chip break from a cheap A phone. It'd take a lot to do that, yeah, because it's all on one solid piece.
So and plus, cases these days they look good.
Okay, so, they look okay now, but Zag I think does the best. I mean, all right, right now I'm not currently sponsored. We're not currently sponsored, but Zag, I've got to hand them props. I had an invisible shield, and I had keys in my pocket all day while I was skateboarding. Not a single scratch on the Zag. Zag was intact. My phone was intact. Camera didn't have a scratch. They have a little camera hole, and camera's just fine. Now, I mean, I don't know what Zag did with their iPhone 4K, invisible shield, but I cannot wait. So, if anyone knows where to get a good deal, or maybe I'll get a sponsor for them, but cannot wait to try that out. And another contribution to this, cases do make your iPhone thick. If you think it's already thick or too thin, if you think it's too thin, I'd get a case. I think the iPod's too thin, but when I put a case on it, it's almost too thick. But I've already gotten used to it. And cases will protect your phone. Just make sure you don't get a cheap case that only covers the back. That's really not what you want. You want the front covered. I mean, right? You don't want your glass shattering when you hit a pebble, because the front's not protected. It's only protected like a milli-inch. But that pebble that's on the ground is higher than that. So it's good to have those little things that cover everything but the circle and the screen. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, and the only complaint I really have about the
make sure you get like an invisible shield or something in a roomy case, because let me tell you, you will scratch the back. Don't say, oh, it's it's just glass or whatever, and you get a little grit
and the only complaint I
sand.
have about the case is the fact that they're pretty expensive.
They can be, at least.
And no, they're.
I've seen 99-cent ones, $1 one. Yeah, you'd be shocked.
I've gone to the Apple store and they're like $39.
Oh, Apple, yeah, they only sell the expensive ones there. But anyway, so that's our thing on cases. I think we covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, most def. All right, and yeah. So, do you want to add anything to this video, or?
Well, as far as like the comparison between 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G.
Yeah, we don't have enough time for that. So look forward to that in our next video. I guess that's it. All right. So this is Apple iPhone Reviewers, and take care. And those of you that are newly coming from our old site, bear with us. We're trying to get rid of the name. Apple, I think it was called, now I forgot it. I don't even remember. I think it was App Reviewers with a W and a Z in there. So, yep. Take care, guys. The W was misplaced, by the way.